how to discover your unsolved issues, your unsolved traumas, fears, pains, distracting addictions, etc., etc. Now, we all have unsolved issues like unsolved pain, unsolved fear, and unsolved feelings of unworthiness, distracting addictions, feelings of scarcity, restlessness, etc., etc. Before we might choose to discover and solve them from the very root cause up. Now, some people only might be better in hiding their issues behind a shiny mask of pretending otherwise until their mask cracks too. Now, we all are conditioned to run away from our unsolved issues as hard as we can in all kinds of distractions. For example, in binge watching, in being busy with our phones, in eating, in trying to create success, in trying to control everything and everyone, in finding the ideal partner that has to save us, in porn, in buying stuff, etc., etc., etc. But do you think that we can ever liberate ourselves from our unsolved issues by running away from them? Do you think we can ever reach a feeling of fulfillment and liberation by running away from our feelings? Now, when you are watching this video about how to discover our unsolved issues, means that you are many steps ahead of most people, because you realize that covering our unsolved issues doesn't liberate us at all. And you are right, because only when we are prepared to, instead of covering and suppressing our unsolved issues, to discover them, we can learn to flush them out once and for all. Welcome to this video. I am Tom Nuyens from the AliveAcademy.com, and I used to run away from all of my unsolved issues behind a shiny mask of world success. But because that mask only could suppress my unsolved issues but didn't solve them, my mask cracked and I got a burnout and a depression. And after having studied both physical and psychological health, it became my mission to help people liberate them from their unsolved issues and conditioning, not in the same direction and on the surface by learning them to paint a new superficial layer of successful distractions, but by making their unsolved issues visible from the very root cause up. And do you know what the good news is? Once we get crystal clear clarity in our unsolved issues, you know what you have to be liberated from, and you will get clarity in who you are without those issues. Now, how do we discover our unsolved issues? Number one, well, the short answer is with radical honesty with ourselves. So scan what you are doing with radical honesty. So if you stop doing with what you are doing and you stay feeling relaxed and fulfilled, it means you are doing it in freedom. However, if you stop doing it and you start to feel restless, irritated, or angry, or craving for the next distraction like checking your phone, then you are doing it to cover up an unsolved issue that you do not want to feel. Number two, then be radical honest with yourself that covering unsolved issues with numbing distractions won't ever provide a feeling of vibrant fulfillment and liberation. Only when you are radical honest with yourself that distraction, suppression, or covering your issues up will never set you free, you will break the downward vicious circle. Number three, ask yourself the following questions, again with radical honesty, to discover further what your unsolved issues are. What am I afraid of? Am I afraid of my partner leaving me? Afraid of not having truly discovered who I truly am without my issues? Afraid of being alone? Afraid of not having enough? Afraid of not having truly lived or loved before the end of my life? Now, these symptoms might be different, but they are all originated in the same root. Now, to speed up your radical, honest self-discovery process, I made a visual overview to give you more clarity in the process. And because most of us are visual beings, we need something visual and tangible in order to be willing to put our intention behind removing it. And just like we need to turn on the light to see the spider webs in a room in order to find them and want to remove them. And therefore I made a free PDF checklist to discover further in detail what your unsolved issues are. You can download and you can check the boxes for your own reference. And checking the boxes with radical honesty will give you a tremendous clarity in all of your hidden spider webs, so you can start cleansing them once and for all. Now please like underneath if you do. Now click here so you can download the free PDF checklist gift together with a practical video which explains how to get past any symptom of fear along your journey towards self-liberation. So you will have reassurance and also confidence you will arrive. Now enjoy your complete liberation process.